Hey, parents, remember those funny but not so funny moments with our little babies when we're taking long car trips to grandma and grandpa, to vacation, to wherever? Maybe the car trip wasn't even that long, and yet your little baby decided to absolutely blow out their diaper. Or maybe they're a refluxy kind of vomiting tough case baby, where every time you go in the car, they would just blah, just let it all out, ruin another outfit, and maybe 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a day you had to change your little one's outfit because they were vomiting and having these challenges so often. Well, what if that challenge that we kind of say, oh, that's just what babies do? What if that challenge never goes away? What if now 3 years old, 5 years old, 8 years old, 12 years old kiddos, every time they get in the car, they get sick. Every time they get in the car, they get nauseous. What if it goes all the way to the degree of they literally throw up? What if you're trying to get them to eat healthy foods, clean proteins, vegetables, and they can't? What if they have all sorts of really just challenges digesting certain foods, and any food, even then later on, the mention of it causes them to get nauseous, and sometimes, if it's bad enough, even vomit and throw up. Now, there's actually a nerdy medical term and diagnosis for all of this, for older kids especially, and it's called gastroparesis. And I'm not going to show you any charts or any anatomical charts that show the esophagus and the stomach and the intestines and the colon, and we're not going to watch videos of vomiting to really bring this one to life. But man, if your kiddo struggles with this stuff, you know it's a part of your everyday life. And while gastroparesis isn't a common, term, a common condition that too many families know about, the ones who have a child who struggles with it absolutely know about it, maybe even if they haven't officially been diagnosed, because every time they try and go to soccer practice, they got to worry, oh, that game's 30 minutes away. Is she going to make it without throwing up? Every time they try and go to summer camp or onto a vacation, their life can get limited by these challenges, or that child's got to struggle on the way there, bringing paper bags and bringing barf bags to get there. I could go on and on about the symptoms and the expression, but I want to teach you just a minute or two about the neurology and what's actually happening. Because here's the deal. The medical system doesn't really have a lot of good options for this. Anti-nausea drugs, who wants to put their kiddo on medications at all, right? So some families may try that, but it comes with a ton of side effects. And like everything in medicine and everything with medications, it's not actually getting to the root cause. So what a lot of families will do is they'll look at diet changes, or they'll look at essential oils, or certain candies or gums, or sort of things that kind of help tame things down. Now, that's a little bit of a good, awesome crutch to adapt to a nervous system and a digestive system that for certain reasons isn't working very well. So nerding out just one more minute, gastroparesis is a term that says the paresis, the movement of the gastric system, isn't working very well. I'll teach it to you in my farmer terms. If food gets in, once our kiddos swallow and chew it and get it in, it's got to go from north to south. There's about 3 stops on that journey. The first one is the esophagus, and that just gets it into the digestive tract. The second one is the stomach, and that's what chops it up and breaks it all the way down. So we've got our proteins, we've got our digestive enzymes, and we chop it all up. Okay, think about that like food processing thing you have in your kitchen. Well, we got a really good one inside of our bodies if it's working right. Hang with me to find out what causes it to malfunction and how to fix it. And then the bottom, the third stop on that digestive north to south motility train, is the small intestine, the large intestine, and the colon. And the job of that system is to absorb and take in what's good and what we need and what your child needs to grow, and then get rid of, and that's where the poop comes from, the rest of it. Okay. Well, there's a nerve called the vagus nerve, VAGUS, that just so happens to come from the brainstem, and it runs along the neck, along the esophagus, into the stomach, and all the way down to the diaphragm and our intestines. And that vagus nerve is nicknamed the rest and digest nerve. And obviously with this video, we're talking all about digestion. And so gastroparesis means this term called peristalsis, which is the progressive, almost kind of like a slinky, if you remember back in the day. Our food is supposed to be moved through the digestive tract, through the muscles of the digestive tract on autopilot. But it doesn't do it with us telling it to do it. Your kiddo doesn't need to sit in the car and go, okay, esophagus, go. Okay, stomach, go. Okay, small intestine, it's your turn. God designed us for all of this digestive motility north to south to happen on autopilot. autonomic. So the vagus nerve is the number one most important nerve for the autonomic nervous system. Particularly, its first and foremost job is digestive motility. And if the vagus nerve is interfered with, if the vagus nerve is what we call subluxated, which means it's malfunctioning, which means it's not allowed to do its job and stimulate and activate those muscles of digestion, one of the first things that settles in is gastroparesis. Now, that looks like colic and reflux and vomiting in a baby, but it continues to be these car challenges or picky food challenges or constant nausea or even vomiting challenges later on in a kiddo. So again, gastroparesis, not a common household name, but a lot of kiddos haven't got the diagnosis yet, even though they have the abnormal neurophysiological gastric motility function. All of this generally goes back to either a traumatic birth, something like a forceps or a vacuum or an emergency C-section delivery that would have created this strain and this stress and this physical tension on the vagus nerve and these nerves and muscles. And it can all be found and it can all be helped naturally without drugs when you seek out a neurologically focused pediatric chiropractor. If you've tried every diet change, you've tried every adaptation with car seats and which direction they're facing and whether they're sitting in the front or the back. And you've tried every, essential oil or different, ginger gum, whatever it may be to try and bring this down. The one thing that might be missing is consulting with a pediatric chiropractor through our PX Docs network to find out, is my child's vagus nerve and autonomic nervous system functioning at full optimal potential? And if it's not, that could be the underlying cause that's going on here. We have an incredible article all about gastroparesis. We have more articles all about the vagus nerve and autonomic nervous system. And then the other thing I want you to go to our website and check out is an article all about what's called the inside scans. Because so many kids, we have helped literally hundreds of kids in our practice. Not only the little ones, infantile colic and reflux, that is the precursor to all this. We get amazing results there. But then kiddos later on that are connected with this nausea, gastroparesis, and these challenges that show up throughout every single day in their life when they're trying to eat or trying to go in the car. We've found and been able to get to the root cause for hundreds of these cases, and we hope to do the same for yours. Go to the website, read the article about gastroparesis, vagus nerve, subluxation, check out the information about the inside scans. And if you're ready to see if this is really the root cause of what's going on with your kiddo, then absolutely click over to our directory, find your local PX Docs, give them a call, get that consultation and examination scheduled. And also, if you're watching this and you know of another kiddo who's challenged with picky eating, sensory, nausea, vomiting in the car, and these sort of issues, please tag that mama below. Please share it with her. Please send us a DM if you have questions. Whatever we can do to reach kiddos with this message, with this neurology, and with this drug-free help, we'll do it. God bless. Be well. We'll see you on the next one.